What up, man? It's been a minute. Talks Hit is back in the house. That right there, that's your boy Manny. Manny Fresh. What up, Manny?
Yay.
And we got the Talks Hit man in the house. Ash, wherever you're at, let's get it.
I'm right here.
We've been gone for a bit. You know, we've been having some technical difficulties. Some things got in the way, but we're back and we're back big.
Yes,
Big
sir.
shit. You know how big? Motherfucking Andre the Giant big.
Oh,
Damn.
Check this shit out.
damn.
So check this out. Talks Hit's about to do a giveaway. If you want to get hooked up with an Andre the Giant that even comes with a little cerveza right there, you see that?
Oh, shit, it does.
Right? You cut up a little limon for him and a little bit of salt. But check it out, man. You want to get hooked up? Drop it in the comment. Put Andre in the comments. After that, we're going to pick all the names. We're going to randomize the shit out of that, and winner takes this shit home. We'll let you know on the next episode who wins it. Just drop it in the comments. We're going to hook you up with a Super 7 reaction figure, Andre the Pinchy Giant. Check him out with his vest, like Ash.
Yep, chaleco and everything, man.
Chaleco.
That's what I noticed right away.
Look at those Daisy Dukes, bro. Come on.
Hey, what
Come
about
on. Look at the botas, way. Look.
Damn, man.
Dope.
Hold on. I'm gonna even sweeten the deal.
Oh,
Hold on one second.
oh.
Hold on 1 second.
All right.
By the way, this right here is courtesy of Geek Fuel.
Oh,
Let's
shit.
go. Geek Fuel hooked it up, so let's go. Whoa,
So keep
man.
hook that out. Manny Fresh and Jumpsteady and the Psychopathic Killers, the Clowns, baby, is hooking us up. We got one more of these left, these magnets. So this is gonna go along with that Andre the Giant.
Let's go.
Your boy Manny Fresh will sign this.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Yeah.
So check it out, man. So you get this exclusive from fucking Jumpsteady himself, the Dark Carnival games, and the Andre the Giant. That's what we doing. That's how we do it big here.
Yeah. All you gotta do is drop Andre in the comments. We're gonna pick everybody's name who drops that shit. We're gonna randomize it, and you'll get hooked up with Andre the Giant and the motherfucking magnet. Signed by Manny.
What the fuck?
He'll even chop it for you. Bah! Before he signs it. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
But on to another thing. I know we're late on this one, but our homeboy Brian Adams had a birthday. So count of three, let's give him a big happy birthday. 1,
Happy birthday,
2,
brother.
3. Happy birthday!
Happy
Fuck
birthday,
you, man.
Come on, people.
Hell yeah.
I don't know. Dude, man, for real, happy birthday, bro. You're a fucking badass ninja, bro.
Happy birthday. We're a little late, but like I said, man, we had our things going on, but everything's back. Get yourself an Andre the Giant and a magnet. And like I said, this was Geek Fuel hooking it up for us, saying, hey, man, hook him up with an Andre. Let's do this shit.
Fuck yeah, man.
Awesome, man. And then, like it says, this is the last magnet that we got. This is the last one. So we were saving it, man. We're saving it. So the winner's going to get double hooked up.
Double fucking hooked
Bro.
up. Yeah, man. Yo, but with all that freshness going on, man, what is it, like 2 weeks away, I believe, the fucking gathering, Manny? Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, you're right, bro.
Right.
Fucking right after the 4th of July is the other celebration for the fucking Juggalos. And if I'm not mistaken, it's the gathering of the wicked clowns from outer space.
Outer space, baby.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. That's how we do. It's going nuts, man. They're going crazy. Tickets are flying off the shelf. You need to hurry up and grab them.
Oh, shit.
Bro.
Oh, shit.
Whoa.
What the fuck is
What's
that?
going on, bro?
Fuck.
Oh, fuck
What
that,
the
bro.
fuck?
Letting go.
Neri, set course for planet Z4356.
Affirmative. Scanning life forms of the terrestrial planet Third from the G-type main sequence star. There appears to be erratic activity in Sector 665 that is inconsistent with the rest of its carbon-based inhabitants. These creatures appear to be strange, chaotic, and overly aroused.
Wow.
These readings, unlike anything we have encountered, indicate a more savage but evolved variant of the species.
Weird. Neri, what was the response to first contact with these beings?
Holy shit, was that phenomenal or what? I'm
I don't
telling
know
you,
what
this
the fuck
gathering is
happened.
going to be fucking nuts. Now look what we have on the screen. Motherfucking motherfucking Steady himself in the house. What up,
Okay.
bro?
What up? What up?
Hey, what's up?
Yo,
Hey, what's
yo,
up,
how are
everybody?
you?
How you doing?
the master
All right,
of the samurai machete, bro.
Hell
that's
yeah,
right. That's right.
master.
Fuck yeah, bro.
Flying
What the
guillotine in
fuck
the
is
house.
up?
How?
Right.
How
Hey,
is
hey,
happening?
yeah. Thanks
Hell
for
yeah.
having me, man. That's right.
Hell
How
yeah.
y'all
This is
doing?
mad fucking dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what's
But
up. That's
we
what's
just
up.
came off that gathering infomercial, so hit us up on a little bit of news you want
Yeah.
people to know on that gathering.
Definitely.
2023, baby.
Yeah. So I'm the main event coordinator for the gathering. I put it together every year. It's crazy level 20 work, level 100 work. I'm in the midst of it right now, putting it all together. And I mean, every year it's just like a shit ton of work, from behind the scenes, uh, that we put into it. I want to give a special shout out to Billy Bill, who helps me with the bringing in the staging and all that. Um, I want to give a shout out to my friend Lewis Simpson, who's been helping me because I got a busted foot right now. I basically fractured my ankle. So I'm like, I'm kind of crippled right now, and I brought in some extra ninjas to help me out, and they've been a big help. And the gathering is like, it's just like, the once a year event. We put on a giant music festival. Juggalos come from all over the world. It's considered the greatest family reunion on earth. And
Yeah,
also, it's also Shangri-La on Earth, because it's the
yeah,
closest you're gonna get to Shangri-La actually here on Earth. And I love it. Like, it's a passion project for me. And juggalos are worthy, you know what I mean? Like, I keep thinking to myself, man, like, I sacrifice so much of my life putting on the gathering each year, time away from family, time away from friends, time away from gaming, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And,
Yeah.
just like it's a sprint, like the whole time you're just sprinting, like to get it done. And every once in a while I gotta check myself because I'm just like, man, this is a lot of fucking work. This is a huge sacrifice. But in the end, it's like juggalos are worthy of that effort, right? To create that foundation so that juggalos can gather, you know what I'm saying? And have this family reunion. And that's really what it's about. Like, all we're doing is creating that foundation, that spot. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
we can all gather, we can all come together, see ninjas. Some of the ninjas we haven't even seen the entire year. Like, you only see them once a year, but it creates this really epic opportunity for everybody to come together through 4 days, usually like 6 or 7 days because ninjas come down early. But you know what
yeah,
I mean? Like, where you just gather and you just have the time of your life. And all the events that we put on, like all the concerts, the wrestling, the shows, the competitions, all that stuff, the carnival rides that we bring in, all that shit is just background. Like, the real magic is just juggalos chilling with juggalos. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
truth, man. Like
Yeah.
that is the magic. That human connection is so much more important than anything else. It's like the substance of the dark carnival, right? It's like
Yeah, yeah.
all of us coming together. There's something, it's like, I keep using the term greater than life, and that's the only way I can describe it. Like there's an importance, there's an energy, there's a spirituality even of it that's like greater than life. Like it just feels important to do this, to come together like that. That connection is worth more than anything else that you could have in life. Like, and that's just, it's hard to describe in words, but my mom always said, like, when you're on your deathbed, right, and you're passing away, you're on your last few hours, like, who are you gonna want beside you during that moment? Are you gonna want, hey, uh, give me those my college degree off the wall, or give me that certificate, or give me those trophies? I want to have them in hand. No, what you're gonna be surrounded by is family. You're gonna want your loved ones and your family there, because that's the most important thing in this world. You know what I mean? And for juggalos, like having that, you know what I'm saying? That surrounded by family, for us, it's like the most important thing. It's like the strongest thing. It's like the most fulfilling, enriching thing you can ever have. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so the gathering of the juggalos is that, and I'm not taking no credit for it. Like it's it's just evolved into something that is truly important, and is truly great, and it's just a family reunion, man. It's like the greatest family reunion on earth, and I believe that.
Yeah.
There's so much. Oh, go ahead.
No,
Yeah,
that what
there's
you
so
said
much.
about the Juggalos being worthy and all that shit. That shit is crazy as hell because, like, you could throw a gathering where ICP doesn't even perform in it, and we're gonna
Oh,
show. We're gonna be there.
exactly. Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
I remember I was talking to Shaggy and I was like, man, how does that feel? That in 2 days or one day, I forgot what it was, that we're all gathering together, to show up to celebrate this thing, you know what I mean? And he's just like, I don't even fucking know, you know.
How
Yeah,
You know what
right.
he's like, fuck, I
That's it.
don't know.
Yeah,
But
it's.
last year was my first gathering ever, you know what I'm saying? And for
Oh,
somebody
that's
who
what's up.
went
Yeah.
for somebody who went to the gathering, I feel like that son of a bitch was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine for somebody
Yeah.
who's putting it together, Like I swear, I
Yeah.
feel like that last gathering was just like 2 months ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
It
just left
flies,
Manny's
man.
house right now,
It does.
right? And that
Right.
that
Yeah.
shit is
Oh,
just insane that is like that. So yeah, I could only imagine if you're the one putting it together, all that shit, how fast the year goes. Next thing you know, the gathering's here. You know what I mean?
yeah. No doubt. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. Like I,
You
I
know.
remember my first gathering was Oklahoma,
With me,
and
yeah.
that's where I met Ash.
Yeah.
The first time was down in Oklahoma, and all the love that the Juggalo showed me, man, was just amazing. And all the different people from different walks of life that I met, man, I met doctors, I met lawyers, I met nurses, I met people that work in fast food restaurants, and they were all on the same page, man. They were painted up, they were just having a great time, and I had never experienced anything like this, and I was just like, this is the shit, man. Like this is awesome. Like I mean, and then everything that you guys had gone and above beyond. I remember it was super hot down there, and you guys had the water towers out there for them, and then even at the stage, the different stages, they had big bins of water that they were just giving to the crowd, you know what I'm saying, so they could stay hydrated and stuff. I mean, I was like, there ain't no way any artist doing that shit for their fans, man. Not at all, not even close. And I was just amazed, man. Like seriously. And the more I got to know it, and the more I got to become a part of it, I've just been blessed, man. Because it's an honor, man. It's truly an honor to work with you guys, and to be a part of the
And
gathering is awesome.
and think about that shit real quick, Rob. So that gathering was supposed to be in Denver, right? and then it didn't go
Right, yep.
down. And
No.
when I heard that, I was like, fucking dope. I finally get to go to the
So-
gathering, right? I was like, hell yeah. But then it ends up moving. And my brother's like, yeah, bro, they're moving the gathering. He calls me a day later, like, they're bringing it here where I'm at.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
motherfucker.
saying? And
What's
he's
up?
like,
That's right,
I
yeah,
get to
yeah.
go to the gathering.
Yeah.
And then thanks to that, we met Manny. You know what I mean? He met Manny. Shit went down. Now we're
Yeah.
family. You know what I mean?
You
Chilling
know,
like brothers.
with the gathering, it's like there's like like when I say family and stuff like that, like us like looking out for the juggalos and everything, it's like also juggalos looking out for juggalos. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You,
yeah.
you know, at the gathering, if you're hungry, if you're
Yeah.
cold, if you don't have any, or you're thirsty, there's ninjas that'll hook you up. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like it's not like any other festival. Like you go to other festivals, man, nobody gives a fuck about you. They're just like they're with their own little crew and their own little circle. You know, the gathering is really a community. It's like a community, a family community, but like, and everybody looks out for everybody. You have like the scrub care unit and other organizations that just go above and beyond. Their whole mission is to hook juggalos up. You know what I mean? To provide for juggalos in need, to feed juggalos that are hungry that came to the event not prepared, And I know for me personally, like I don't make the best businessman because like when I'm putting together the gathering, that's all I'm thinking about. Like how can ninjas have the greatest time possible? Like you know what I mean? Like all expense spared style. Like, we got to provide the entertainment. We got to provide the structure. We got to make this better than it was last year. You know what I mean? So that nobody has a complaint. That's the whole goal, right? Everybody comes in, they could just focus on having fun because there's nothing wrong or they can get pissed off about. It's like leave all your worries at the door and come down to the gathering and just have the time of your life, And that's really ultimately what it's about.
I got a quick story on that. Well, first of all, after my first gathering, when people would ask me, that's the number one thing I always tell everyone. It's impossible to go thirsty or hungry in that bitch. They will take care of you. But
Right, yeah.
I was walking, I think it's downhill, and there was a homeboy laying on the floor like that. I don't know. I kicked him up and he's like, "No, I'm good." And I was like, "You need anything, homie?" Right? And I looked down and he's like, "Yeah, I need a water." So I ran up, I grabbed this cold ass water. I was like, "Got your water, homie. I got your water, homeboy." And he's like, "Just pour it on my face, bro. Just pour it on my face." I just popped that shit, poured it on his face, and he's like, "Thanks, brother. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you, brother."
Up, man.
You know what I'm saying? But it's a dope time, man. It's definitely like, especially for your first time, you know what I mean? It's a dope time, and yeah, I would say you got to go. And me and Ash been Juggalo since teens.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I remember when
Yep.
the first one was announced, and I barely hit one up last year, but man, it was dope, man. It was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted to say too that at the gathering there's no sponsors, right?
Oh.
So if you go to any other festival, there's the Coca-Cola stage or the Monster Energy drink stage. That's all you see is sponsors, right? The gathering has prided itself. And like I say this, and ninjas might be like, all right, whatever, you know what I mean? It's not no big deal. It really is a big deal because by not having sponsors, we don't have to answer to nobody. Like if you have sponsors, if you have certain artists playing, they're gonna hit you up. Hey man, we got a problem with that artist, or we're not really cool with the nudity. We're not good with this. We're not good with that. They start to do the puppet strings because if you're not in the lane that they created for you, they're going to cut ties and you're not going to get that money anymore, right? You're going to lose that sponsor.
Right.
So artists, they're controlled by that. It's like they're just like it's to me it's like selling out, right? It really is. It's a level of selling out no matter how you look at it. I get it. They're trying to get paid or people are trying to get paid. Throughout all the years we've had sponsors hit us up. Hey, we got this or that. We want to promote at your event. And the whole time I've been running the gathering, I just delete, like I'm just like, no, we're good. We don't do sponsors. Bam, just delete, right?
Wow.
And the thing is, like, it's hard to describe with the words too. But the thing is, like, the outside world there's almost like a hatred for juggalos from some. I mean, there's like it's
Right.
like mixed now. There is a lot of media and stuff showing love finally and stuff like that.
Right.
It's not as bad as it was in the past, but like it's basically like they can't figure out how to profit off the juggalo world. They're at a loss for it. You know
No
what I mean?
shit.
It's like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like
I
they
never
can't.
thought about it like that.
Right.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can't understand it. They can't target it. They can't even promote to it because we're like, no, fuck you. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
they can't figure out how to tap into that. You know what I mean? And so because of that, there's like almost like this animosity or just like, like anger. You know what I mean? It's like, uh, but the having no sponsorship, yeah, we could have made it a lot easier for ourselves and just been like, yeah, all right, you guys come in, sponsor all you want. We're gonna get all this money and shit. But we always were like, no, you know what I mean? And to me, it's like I won't know the answer to this until hopefully, when you pass away, everything's revealed to you. You're completely in. But I like to think the fact that we kept it real all these years is one of the reasons why this festival is going so strong all these years later. We're in our
Yeah.
23rd year. It's like I think it's the longest running independent rap festival in existence, right? And we've been going all these years, and I think that's a part of it. It's also, of course, everything I mentioned before, but that's also a part of it. It's like whether ninjas realize it or not, they're like, man, this shit is underground. Like it really is. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah, fuck yeah.
it's truly underground. It's a small group of ninjas putting the festival together every year, and juggalos come from all around the world. It's like for some of them, it's like, me included. It's like the festival is like the highlight of that year, right? It's like what ninjas are most looking forward to, and it's 100% underground. It pays homage to underground music. There's no corporate sponsorship. There's no sponsorship. There's nobody puppeting what we're doing, and therefore we're free to do whatever the fuck we want. You know what I mean? We're not answering to nobody,
Yeah.
and we kind of, we didn't set the blueprint for the festival. It was like we didn't copy off of anything except for in the very, very beginning of the festival, I kind of structured it off of this gaming convention I went to called Gen Con. The only thing that Gen Con had was when you looked at the timeline and all the events they had, you couldn't do it all. Like there was like 10 different events going on every
Oh,
given hour, and you had to pick and choose what you wanted to do. So
Yeah.
when I first put the very first gathering together, that's the only thing I wanted, that hype, right? Like you can't do it all, but you go out and you do what you can, and then you reconnect with your friends later, and you're all telling each other the stories about what you've seen or what you did, and everybody's got different stories, right? Because they're all
Yeah.
over different spots of the gathering. And so that's the one thing I want to capture. But other than that, we just learned everything on our own. We just did everything on our own, right? From the beginning, from even the beginning of ICP, like promoting ICP, doing that. We didn't like look at anybody else, what they were doing, and like, oh, we got to do that. We just did everything ourselves. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I keep telling artists that all the time. They're like trying to get signed to Psychopathic and all that. And I'm like, look, man, it's a new world, man. You
yeah.
do it on your own. There's so many artists coming up from like, Hops in the Tech Nine to Jelly Roll, fucking Kid Rock, ICP. They grinded for fucking crazy years, did everything on their fucking own, man. Like paid fucking dues, had great music, and just kept at it. Some of them took like 10 years before they popped. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is, man. It's like you don't need anybody anymore. You just need a solid crew of ninjas that's gonna promote the shit out of your stuff, and you produce the music, and you got to have the heart and the drive, and you just keep going. And eventually, if you're good, if your music's solid, you're gonna make it. You know what I mean?
Fuck
I
Yeah.
think one of the things that really glues juggalos to psychopathic is what you said, but what happens with it is like there's this passion the psychopathic throws out that you can tell is real, like it's legit. And that's one of the things that I think about you, that you throw out into everything you do is passion.
Oh,
Like from the games and the booklets to even like gatherings,
yeah.
how you set up like the artist. You know what I mean? Like, man, I tell motherfuckers like, bro, I saw KRS-One, and they're like, what?
You know?
Slick Rick,
Right,
and they're like,
fuck
Slick
yeah.
fucking Rick, Onyx, and they're like, Onyx Slam. I'm like, yeah, man. Like I saw them all at the gathering and shit, and that's just the beginning, you know. But I think that passion, it shows through. It shows through in everything,
Yeah.
and you could tell it's real. You could
Yeah.
tell like this is 100% legit. Am I right, Ash?
No, dude, 100%, man. Like for real. Like I mean, I'm not trying to get off. You know what I mean? But like, even like we're talking about psychopathic, right? About how my brother's saying, like, even the merch, bro. It feels like you guys made that shit for us, like for us to like. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking the jerseys, forget about it. You know what I mean? The shirts, even the shirts, like you're like, damn, like that's exactly what the fuck I wanted at this gathering. You know, the one with Jay and Shaggy, the big ass face. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, like you could have went and pulled a little bitch and made like a little face like this big, but fuck no, you said hell no. You know what I mean? And I think that's why Juggalos love psychopathic. You know what I mean?
So my this year probably my most the band that I want to see the most is Arrested Development. That's like
Yeah.
that's like a band I've been trying to get like probably the whole time I've been doing the gathering, and it
damn.
just came together this year, just all worked out. But that's the man, I fucking fuck with the rest of the development. I fucking listened to them all growing up. I turned my daughter on to them. She's all excited about them being there. You know, I turned her on when she was a little kid. I was bumping it, you know. So yeah, it's just a big deal for me. But you know, that's the kind of cool thing about the gathering is you got like, you know, it's a carnival, right? So you got the legitimate artists that are really, you know, making huge artists that are popping. You got it's paying homage to the OG, the old school rap from way back in the day, bringing them up, putting them on the stage, giving them good spots. Even like Sugar Hill Gang is performing main stage at night. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
it's like you got to give up love and respect to the fucking icons, the you know, all those artists that set the whole foundation for rap like in the early fucking days, man.
Yeah.
Like I feel blessed in a lot of ways because I was there when rap was first kicking off, you know.
Oh,
I mean,
hell
I was alive before there were fucking pagers, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And you know, and it's like I got to live all that moment to see the birth of rap, literally, you know, and take off and so you know, to bring man, it's almost like living a dream of my own because to bring in these artists that I idolize, that fucking I'm fans of, to bring them into the gathering and give them a spot is just really cool as well. You know, I wanted to say that this is something that not everybody knows. Nobody pays to play the gathering. You know, like you know how nowadays whenever there's a tour going out, people charge artists money to play on the stage, or you got to sell so many tickets and all that shit, you know, to play. You know, the gathering the entire time, not one artist pays to get on that stage. So every artist that's there was like handpicked to be at the gathering. Like so it pays respect and homage to the underground music because you know there's the artists that play during the day and some of them at night. Those aren't big artists, those are up and coming artists, those are artists trying to make it in the music world, and we give them a spot to showcase what they got and to perform on the stage, right? So every year there's you know 1,000 submissions, you know, of artists trying to play the gathering. And for a lot of them, like there no other festival would probably even look at them or give a shit
Hell
about them,
no.
you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
But for us, it's like we look at all the up and coming artists, you know, people that write in, we look at every single submission
Hell yeah.
and we pick the best of the best and give them a spot, right? So I wanted to touch on that a little bit, you know, just
Yeah.
because it's so much, you know, there's so much in that's involved what I do in like choosing artists to perform at the gathering and stuff. So if you're trying to perform at the gathering, there's a couple things that will really help you out. One is the first thing is submit a music video. Okay. So when you go to the website, there's a link. It's under contacts, and it's like, hey, are you looking to perform? Right into this email, right? It's it's info@juggalogathering.com.
Hell yeah.
So write in that email, and it tells you what to submit, your name and all that stuff. Uh, a music video or live performance link. We look at music videos as the way to tell who's taking the music career seriously, as opposed to someone that's just doing it as a hobby. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like in other words, it nowadays it's so easy to make a music video. So if you don't have a heart to make a music video, you're probably not taking your music career very seriously. You're just fucking around or create music or whatever. But if you're not going that extra step to like take the time and the effort to create a dope music video, because all music video is really is in a lot of ways it's the commercial to like showcase who you are as an artist. They get to see you, they get to see your creativity, they get to hear the music all in one package. It's the best way to promote your shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So if you don't have the heart and also just the knowledge to create a music video, because you could do it on a smartphone, right? You could just do it on a phone nowadays, and
Yeah.
it looks dope as shit, right?
And you could
If
edit
you
that
don't have, yeah, if you're not taking those steps, you're not taking your music career seriously. So we look at that music video is the most important thing. It's the show, because we don't know these artists, right? A lot of them we never even heard of. But if they got a dope music video, that's probably going to go a long ways to get you booked to the gathering, because it's like, all right, these guys are serious. They're trying to fucking make it. But apart from that, you got to have good music, you know what I'm saying? And that's it. And you can get booked. Like, there's very, very few homie hookups, if you will, to getting booked to the gathering. Like almost all these artists, they're not my friends, right? I don't really know them personally. I don't hang out with them. You know what I mean? Like I try to keep it very honest and very fair when it comes to the booking process. Now you got ninjas like writing in, oh man, I've been trying for 20 years to get booked and never got booked. That's fucked up. It's not about that, man. Like if you don't have a music video, I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, or the music just isn't there, you're probably never gonna get booked. You know what I mean? Like we look at it, and it's not just me. Like once I get the groups that I think are good, I show them, to my partners, and we're like, what do you think of these guys? You know what I mean? It's like if we can't get excited about it, it's not gonna work. Now, one of the things that again to getting booked, is artists write in and they're like, oh, I opened for this. I've been on this tour, this tour, this tour, this tour, this tour, and they list all these artists they open for. That don't mean shit. It doesn't, because it don't mean shit because you paid to get on all those spots. That doesn't mean nothing to me. Nothing. Like I dismiss that. You might as well not even write any of that. The other thing that really doesn't mean nothing is, oh, I've been grinding for 30 years. I've been a rapper for 30 years. That unfortunately that don't mean shit either.
Right.
Like if you've been doing this for 30 years and you haven't made it, you're definitely doing it for a hobby, because at that point you should have made it, right? If you were plugged in and had everything right, you would have made it by now. So like grinding for 20 years and all that, unfortunately that don't mean nothing either. So putting that in to like trying to get a spot at the gathering, it's a negative, if anything, because you paid to get on all these spots and you've been doing this for crazy years, yet nobody's heard of you. You know what I mean? You're still where you're at. So what does help is a great music video, great music. That's it. That's all you need to get booked at the gathering. That's it. You know what I mean? So if you're an aspiring artist out there and you really want to get booked in the future, work on that dope ass video and put it to the dopest song you got, and come up with something fucking fresh and creative, and that's it. But we also keep our ear to the street, like who's popping, like we hear who's making noise in the Juggalo world, and that's another way you can get booked. Like if you make enough noise on your own and you're making noise in the underground world, that's another way to get booked to the gathering. You know what I mean? So
Every gathering around, how many indie rappers or artists, music artists do you book into each gathering round?
there's got to be like 50, I think. Like
Shit.
50 or something like
Damn.
that.
At least.
So,
La chingada.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
yes. Right, yeah.
Woo.
So there, yeah, there's every year we have that because it's an underground music festival, right? And it pays homage to underground music, period. You know, and it gives ninjas a chance to shine on a larger stage where they might not have those opportunities, you know, or at least not without paying for it. You know what I mean?
So that's fucking bad.
And
Anyway,
that's
so
the thing.
that
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
no, that's just something that I'm also proud of, just like the no sponsorship
Yeah.
is that you don't, there's no pay to get on the gathering. Like
Yeah.
in other words, if we had ninjas paying to get on the gathering, unfortunately you'd have a bunch of like, you'd have artists on there that really weren't worthy to be performing there. You'd
Like,
have some of that, right?
That wouldn't
Like,
even make any sense on that stage.
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like, we've all been there, right? Where you're sitting at a show and you got to sit through some artists that are, some of them are horrible, and
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. It happens a lot.
yeah, but that's not always the case. Sometimes ninjas pay to get on and they're actually fucking good, and they're using that as a I'm not saying I hate the whole idea of paying to play, right? I'm not saying that, because for some ninjas, if they're fucking super talented, that's just a tactic they're using to get on the stage in front of a crowd so other people can dig the music too. But yeah, no, I just me personally though, for the gathering, I'll never do it. Like I don't ever want it to devolve into that where anybody can get a spot just by paying some money,
No, that's
You know, and that's one of the best things that I like, Rob, is one, you just gave these people the formula to get a shot at the gathering. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know how much that was worth it. I mean, shit, if people are really paying attention to what you just said, you just gave them the formula to give them a shot at the gathering. And that's one of my biggest things is it ain't just hip hop. You got rock and roll acts, you got country music acts, you got a little bit of everything. Like you said, anybody that's trying to bring their A game and really trying to do this damn thing, you're down to give them a shot, a stepping stone. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people aren't. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So we give you mad props for that, man.
I mean,
Yeah.
even with wrestlers though, you help out wrestlers and shit to be on with legends and shit. That's got to be big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we got there's also we always bring in like what would be considered bizarre acts too. Like you have like last year you had Cybertronic Spree or Max Sabbath, and like when I talk about it being like a carnival, that's what I love about it. There's rock, there's rap, there's strange acts, there's like, you know what I mean? Sometimes we even have R&B and like country rap and all this shit, right? So they're like, it's almost like, if you look at it, they're almost like sideshows, right? To the carnival, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think the festival kind of portrays that a little bit. Another thing that's really cool about the gathering, at least the way I look at it, is we don't really give out free tickets. It's very rare we give out any free tickets. Like, in other words, it comes down to like, what are you doing for the gathering? Like, you know what I mean? So if somebody writes in, like we take volunteers and shit, like some ninjas volunteer, but it's like everybody is contributing, you know what I mean? In some way. You're either paying to get in, or you're a volunteer working for your ticket, or you're a paid employee, but everybody is fucking doing their part. Like we're all coming together to make this happen, right? And that's how I look at it. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't care who you are. Like I give a hard time even to my own family and shit. It's like, they'll hit me up trying to get on a ticket. Okay, well, hey, all right, well, can you help out with this? Can you do this, in exchange for that ticket? You know what I mean? At least do something, you know what I mean? Where you're just contributing to this so we can keep it rolling. Because again, we don't got no sponsors, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you know, we gotta make it work in, like in another way by everybody pitching in and fucking showing love and doing their part, right, to make it all happen. You know, and so that's just how I look at it. You know what I mean? I've looked at that a long time. So when ninjas are writing in and like, you know, you look at it this way: if you had like let's say you were owned a party store, right? You had a party store. Okay, so you got a bunch of friends and family, right, owning that party store. Does that mean they can just come in whenever they want with a shopping cart and throw everything in there and walk out for free? Fuck no, you'll fucking lose your ass, man.
You lose your
You know,
ass, yeah.
so it don't matter. You got, you know, everybody's got to contribute, do something. You know what I mean? Because there's a cost to all this. You know, I always say it's $1 million coming in and $1 million going out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, you know what I mean? That's really what it is, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of
yeah.
cost, I have a question that a lot of people ask on the cost. So say like a ninja can go the first 2 days and he comes in, is it still full price? Or because over here in Oklahoma, I know they did a little different, but I don't know if it's
Yeah, no.
how it rolls.
So yeah, no, it's full price no matter what. Like there's just one cost for the ticket. Now sometimes on Saturday, right? We might cut a break just on Saturday. But it's not always, right? It just
Right.
really depends. But we've done a lower ticket price on Saturday only. You know, and there's no there's no like, oh, I just want to come in on Thursday. You know what I mean? Like, what can
Yeah.
I just pay on Thursday?
All right.
No, there's unfortunately we've never done that. It's always just the one ticket price. Pretty much almost all ninjas come for all 4 days anyway. So
Right,
you
yeah.
know,
Hey,
you set up to be there, right? It's like, you know, from the beginning, you know.
if you're gonna make the
Yeah.
trip, be there for them 4 days.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, might as
Yeah, or the 6 or 7 days.
Right. Not
Yeah.
sure. I'm just here for the night, just one night. I'll pay for
Yeah.
one night. Like, nah.
well.
hell no.
Thursday.
So, no.
Can I get that Saturday price today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hook me up for that Saturday.
Oh, man.
Yep. So yeah, but anyway, so that you know that's pretty much it in a nutshell for the, you know, kind of explaining the gathering a little bit, you know, for those that don't know, but yeah, like it's our 23rd year. The lineup is solid. Everyone seems to be really happy with it. You know what I'm saying? It all came together nicely. We got City Morgue coming in, Yellow Wolf coming in.
Oh,
Like
yes.
I mentioned before, the Sugar Hill Gang, like, you know, these are like huge groups that are coming in.
Yeah.
You know, and what I really love about it too is like over the years you kind of figured out like what artists really want to be there. Like there's artists that want to be at the gathering. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm like speaking maybe for them, but I know Yellow Wolf is definitely one of them. City Morgue is definitely one of them. Where you know, they don't give you no trouble. You write in there, yeah, hey, you want to play this here? Bam, they're like there. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you
Yeah.
know, so it's cool to have that love, like to have artists there that really want to be there instead of art. Some artists you bring them in, they're scared, you know what to
Yeah.
expect. They heard all these stories and shit. They got police escorts, you know, the whole time they're
Yeah.
there, you know,
Yeah,
like they're
definitely.
just gonna get shot or killed or something, you know, because like it's intimidating, right? To the outside world, they have this perception of what juggalos are, and unfortunately, for most of them, they're scared because they you know, they don't understand, or you know, they're you know, and that's unfortunate, you know, but
Definitely,
you know
man.
that like juggalos are some of the most welcoming and accepting ninjas on the planet. You know what I'm saying? If you're showing interest in the juggalo world, it's the easiest thing to step into, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's gonna start hating you or whatever. They're gonna show you the way. You know, they're gonna,
Yeah.
you know, to take you into the fold, so to speak. You know?
100%.
Yeah, no, definitely,
Yeah.
man, definitely. And it like it says, they did that for me, man. When I got a chance to wrestle, my first gathering again was in Oklahoma, first time ever wrestling, and I got a chance to wrestle twice, and that was awesome, man. And they just showed me mad love. And then the next day when we did the meet and greet in the autograph signing, man, they were like, we want that big dude. We want Alcatraz's autograph. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I was just taken in awe. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. And then, like I says, just everything after that, man, just at every show after that I got a chance to wrestle for, it just, the crowd got more and more bigger, and more and more fans. I mean, it was just awesome. They just took a liking to you. You know what I'm saying? And but you got to earn it. Like you said, Jumpsteady, you got to earn that. You know what I'm saying? Because they know when you're bullshitting. The Juggalos know when you bullshitting.
Oh
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? But they know when you're coming real with it, and you actually giving them that love, and you're weathering that storm, and you're like, I'm doing this for you guys, and I love you guys. Thank you, and they give the love right back, man. I mean, it's just awesome. I had a quick question though. Where do you come up with all the other crazy ideas like the gaming tent? You have the gaming tent, the movie tent. They got so many different things other than the stages that you got going on. Like, where did that stuff come from?
Well, so early on in the very first gathering, we had stuff like that, like the net and game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we were
Yeah,
trying to look at everything and like create contests. You know, where juggalos can get up and actually be part of the show and enter these contests and have a chance to win cash or gift certificates. And we do a bunch of gold plaques. Like we give
yeah,
out these gold plaques to the first place winners, right? That are really fucking nice. You're
Yeah.
probably gonna have the rest of your life, you know.
yeah,
Um, and it was really like I want to say it was probably inspired by that Gen Con again, that first gaming convention, the gaming convention I used to go to because they had certain contests and events too, right? So it was like, all right, well, how do we incorporate that into this music festival? You know what I mean? And it was like we got the beauty pageant, we got the wet t-shirt contest, and some of that stuff is ran in other like biker fests and stuff like that.
yeah,
But it's also there's all these game shows and you know, circus sideshow type stuff. And then also like this year, it started with last year, the Gathering of Dreams. We had Juggalos write in with ideas for contests they wanted to do. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that went over really well, you know, because the cool thing about that, this is how I look at it. The cool thing about that is you have this Juggalo crew, right? And they have one event at the gathering. Okay. One thing that they got to worry about, one event that's representing them. They put so much heart and love into that one event to
oh
make it
yeah,
the best event possible. You know what I
oh
mean? And
yeah,
they can focus all their energy on that one thing, right? And so well, the way we do the gathering, we're really like we're focusing in on like 30 events, right? 100
yeah,
events that we got a fucking school, right? But I really like the idea of that because it gives a platform for the family to show what they can do, right? So
yeah.
this year we kind of did the same thing. We had ninjas write in with your ideas. You know what I mean? Like we have one ninja doing the newlywed game. You know what I'm saying? We have the Mr. Juggalo pageant.
That's it.
We got
Yo.
the Queen of Cheeks contest. You know, those are all like really they're Juggalo events. You know what I mean? Like we'll help them on our end, like give them the stage, light, sound. We'll give them a couple ninjas to help them run their contest, but ultimately it's their crew that's putting on that event, you know, and they're creating the prizes for it and all that. So to me, it's just awesome, right?
Yeah,
It's like even more. I can't even. I don't fucking know, man. It's like more acceptance, more like intertwining with the Juggalo family to put the
yeah,
event on where it really is our music festival. That makes sense. Like it's everyone's music festival.
yeah,
It's Juggalo artists on the stages. It's Juggalo homies putting on the fucking contests, like some of them. But we're still putting on contests. We're still doing all our thing. You know what I mean? We're bringing in the big artists. You know, you got to pay for and all that. And
mhm,
you know, together we're like putting on the gathering, right? Like we're all contributing in some way. It just seems like not a, you know what I mean? Like it just is it's a really cool feel to me. Um, yeah,
You know what's
I just really love it.
you know what's one way that I describe the gathering, like as at night, especially at night to
Yeah.
people.
Mm.
You guys ever seen the Purge movies?
Yeah, yeah.
I
yeah,
always tell them it's like the Purge, but non-violent.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
Fucking dope. And
That's right.
like imagine,
Yeah.
you know, on the purge when they're running around the streets and shit, and they got lights and all they're doing their thing. It's like that, but non-violent.
Yeah.
And they give me a look like, damn, that sounds, that sounds fucking dope as
Like
hell.
like chaos. Like
I was
it's
like,
like
yeah,
chaos, right?
it's the
Yeah.
shit, like
Crazy.
nonstop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking this past gathering, man. It was what was it, the second night? Holy shit, man! I had a night that I needed. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had a night like
That's
that.
it.
It was just fucking
Yeah.
crazy. So much shit happened within 4 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Next day, I mean, I haven't had a night like that again all year. But prior to that, maybe like 10 years. You know what I'm saying? And I felt it was just amazing, man. Just kicking it with good people,
Yeah.
met rappers and shit. It was just crazy, man. You know what I mean?
I think it was in 2000. I think it was in 2021. Trying to remember the year, but like I decided it was night. I decided let's just go out and see what's happening. Like normally I'm working all the time, but I took a golf cart. I went over to the seminar tent, and Clownvis was performing, right?
Mhm.
So I sat there for like 10 minutes watching that. I was like, oh man, that's just dope as fuck. Then I went over to the main stage and wrestling was going on.
Right.
And same time, and that's popping off. And I'm like, oh shit, that's dope as fuck. Then went over to the second stage at night, and fucking was it Killjoy Club? I think it was the Killjoy Club was performing or whatever the fuck. It was probably later, before 2021. Then what the fuck was it?
Yeah, that was way.
Anyway, yeah, that was way back. But there was somebody performing on the second stage. I can't remember. I'm trying to remember who it was. It was but anyway, they were performing there. Then went over to the movie tent area we had set up, and it was the Big Money Hustlers extravaganza.
Extravaganza.
Where they play they're doing the movie, and they got all these actors and shit, and they're throwing popcorn and all the chaos. Like
Right.
all that was happening all at the same time. And then Bizarro World was popping off too. So rode by that. There's all these fire performers doing shit and all that.
Shit.
And I don't know, man. I was just like, that shit was epic. Like, you know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
like that shit was like really fucking epic to me. It was just like, man, there's a lot of shit going on right now,
Yeah,
and all happening at the same time,
last year we're
That's
all
cool.
like, let's go check up on Manny. Let's go see how Manny's doing. And when I went in, they had just finished that Big Money Hustlers, the extravaganza, or whatever. And I'm like, Manny, what the fuck happened? And he's like, bro, you missed it. It was crazy.
Right. Sorry, yeah.
It was
like, what
nuts,
the
man. Them guys,
here.
them guys and girls really put a lot into it, man. It was crazy. So yeah, man, that was a good time, man. I mean, I was trying to protect the equipment and shit. I had the cover to the tote, covering up the DVD
shit.
player, the computer and shit.
Right.
So I was just, it was just crazy.
Yeah. It's one of the funnest events, man. It really is. I love it. Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah,
I
man.
remember the movie cut out, right? This is the movie cut out toward the end. It just died, and Scotty D was in there like working the equipment, And man, everybody turned to Scotty D, and he was like trying to work it, and I just saw everybody pelting him with popcorn and fucking shit. And then the next thing I know, the crowd just rose up, fucking covered him completely. And when they dispersed, Scotty was gone, man. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what happened to him. I was like, what the fuck, where'd Scotty go? And that was it, man. It was over. But I was cracking up so hard the whole time, man. It was such a good time.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's a great time, man. Like I says, man. If anybody's thinking about going, you know what I'm saying, hurry up, grab them tickets because they're going fast. You know what I'm saying? It's a great
even if you're not
time.
a fan, go. If
Yeah.
you're not a fan,
Definitely,
who gives a
man,
fuck?
definitely.
Just go. You'll find something.
We talk about this a lot about the procrastination and people like, oh, I can't afford it and all this,
Mhm.
like going to the gathering. Like if you want to do anything in life, I don't give a fuck what it is. If your heart is like, I want to go to Hawaii, if your heart is like, I want to see a gathering I've never been, you really fucking just got to go, man. Anybody can get their shit together. I don't care how fucking broke you are, what your tactics are, you can go. You know what I'm saying? Like we had one ninja, he goes every year just by collecting his spare change. right? So like every time he's got spare change, he drops into a jar. And I seen this guy. He's got a short like documentary video on it. And by the time at the end of the year, when it's time for the gathering, he takes all that change, and it's like plenty of money to go to the gathering and do his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I just think that's that's like really creative. We have ninjas showing up at the gathering broke as fuck,
Yeah.
spare changing. Hey, you got $1? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To fund my gathering, and they fucking get it. They fucking get it. You know what I mean? And they're in. You know, so you just gotta, you know, in life, man, you can't live your life with regret. You know what I mean? You gotta do what you want to do, whether it's the gathering or something else. Like, don't be weak with it. That's the thing, man.
No, you're
Don't
right.
be weak with it. You don't want to look
craziest
back at
shit?
your life like, man, I missed out on all this, you know.
Which
So,
is
you
crazy
know, I
as shit,
missed it.
because like when we were younger, we didn't have no money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? My
Yeah.
mom was broke and shit. We didn't have a dad and shit. You know, we didn't have
Same way,
none.
same way, yeah.
Yeah.
But somehow we were at every motherfucking ICP show.
Yeah.
Somehow we gathered up the
You're
money for one of us to take a shirt home, you know, to keep
Yeah.
in that show. Like I remember when the charm came out, I was losing my fucking mind. I was like, I gotta get my hands on that fucking charm. I gotta do this shit. You know,
Yeah.
a few stolen stereos later, I got my motherfucking charm and shit. But,
You, man.
you know, it goes down. Same thing with the
Yeah.
jersey. I think it was like the second edition of the psychopathic jersey. Busted my ass
Yeah.
to get that. No job, no nothing, but somehow we got it. You know, and it was dope for us though, because it would be like 6 of us, 9 of us, whatever. But as long as one of us took a shirt home or something, you know what I mean? It was just, that's how we did it, man. That's how we did it. And in those shows,
You know,
we didn't have food. We
Oh,
drank the Fago that was sprayed. You know what I'm saying? We're like,
bro,
I'm thirsty as
real
fuck. I
shit.
cannot wait till Jay starts kicking some Fagos over here, because god damn, you know. But it was
yeah,
crazy.
it's all about the laws of attraction. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but the
Oh, yeah,
laws of
man.
attraction are like, if you think positive shit's gonna happen to you.
Yeah.
If you have a positive mindset, you're gonna school life. And it really is that, man. And like for us as kids, when we were broke, you know, we had a single ma, no fucking money, nothing to
Yeah.
eat. We were still fucking going down Joe Louis Arena, Cobo Hall, whatever, to see the fucking wrestling shows, right?
Yeah.
And I remember we'd be out back just like getting autographs from the wrestlers as they were coming out the back door trying to get to their cars. And eventually the people working the back would get tired of us, and they'd be like, hey, you guys want tickets, you know, to get in? And we're like, fuck yeah, man, we want tickets. Front fucking row, man. Like most of the time, every time we went down there, like seriously, like 70% of the time, I'd say we were front row by the end of the night. And I think what was happening is some of the wrestlers had family and they had tickets for them and they didn't show or whatever. So they would give us the tickets to fill the seats, you know, and to get us out of their hair. You know what I mean? But they all knew us, you know, we're all down there having the time of our life without a dollar in our pockets, you know, Rude Boy too, you know what I'm saying? It'd be me, Joe, and Rude Boy down there fucking bothering all the fucking wrestlers and getting front row fucking seats, you know what I mean? At all these shows. And that's what I'm talking about, man. You can get what you want, man. It's inspired action. It's just taking those steps, man. Don't live your life. Don't be weak with it. Fucking be fresh with it and live your life with inspired action. Like, you know, you just got to be proactive and do the things you want to do, whatever it is. Don't fucking look back on your life like, man, I missed out on all that shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly, man. Definitely, man. And
you know what?
Punk hitters are shit!